Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Rule 34 Podcast, Season 3. I'm Jack, joined by...
Dominic Castillo.
And Giovanni.
Alright, so we are back here today. How have you guys been? It's been a while.
I've been doing good. It has been a long time. Probably my fault too. So it's not PogChamp. On the other side of things, I have finally finished the build of my car, and it's finally complete. Well, almost kind of, but like it's finally got its paint. It's finally got its rally livery. I bought it a new battery and rewired the electrical bits, so now it turns on properly. Work has been okay so far. I was meant to not work as much as I was this week. However, I got a couple more days under my sleeve, so I'm able to get a little bit more money in the meantime. Also, I got a bit more monies from the scholarship monies that is left over. So that's gonna be going on in my bank account. Other than that, nothing much else has been going on as of lately. It's been pretty slow. But I've also remodeled my entire bedroom, so now it's like completely different as it was beforehand. And I tried to make it like give it a bit of a cleaner look per se. And my apologies for my speaking. The braces that I have right now, it's I'm not sure how to explain it. It's just I pretty much have a lisp at this point, and it's just the way to speak is just a little bit odd for me. But yeah, nothing much else other than that. Life is sort of PogChamp.
All right. What about you, Gio?
I haven't worked in I want to say two weeks. I think I haven't been called a single time, which sucks. No more money, but I don't know. It's just the last few days have been kind of interesting because I need to find something to do with my life, and the usual young adult stuff. Dominic, I'm really interested to see what your room looks like now, so you should probably send us some pics in the group chat.
I should. Honestly, I should.
Yeah.
Would you like to see them now?
Whenever you can. It's not an urgent matter.
Okay.
What else is there? Oh, dude, the new Destiny expansion came out yesterday. And since I have nothing else to do, I bought it. And I've been playing it, and it's been a lot of fun. It's like actually new content for once, which is nice. But besides that, unfortunately, my grandma's going back to Mexico Friday morning, which is sad. But she's very adamant about coming back soon, which is nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. As far as me, I've just been working on other podcast stuff. Been having a lot of fun just writing up all these video ideas. Still a little sick, but getting better. You've been having a lot of fun just writing. Essentially, I finished my FAFSA and applied to going to be returning to school soon in the fall. And other than that, just excited for the future and what the future holds. Music is picking up lately. Paramore dropped their recent album, which I did a review on. The Gorillaz dropped a real good album. Cherry Bullet is dropping Tuesday, I want to say. Twice is dropping Friday. Not this Friday, of course, next Friday. And yeah, just a lot more people have been dropping music now as we get towards the end of this first quarter, and I'm just, always happy for new music. And it's been sort of a rough couple first 2 months when it came to that, because it was like most of these people weren't dropping, and it makes me wonder if the first quarter of the year is just terrible in a sense for all industries. In a sense, obviously it's not terrible for like football because that's when the Super Bowl is, but like, I don't know, Dom, if you remember this, but like growing up watching like YouTubers, they would always mention that like the first quarter was always a terrible time on YouTube of the year. Like the first 3 months were always a pretty terrible time, especially when it came to like revenue.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so knowing that, that's why I say I wonder if that sort of same process and line of thinking applies to all these other roads, because it's like, for the most part, especially this year, it's like we did see a whole lot of artists dropping. And I mean, obviously there's always new music dropping in a sense from different artists, but like you didn't see like a lot of, at least, in a sense, well-known names, especially when you compare it to last year and the plethora of albums we got within those starting like first 3 months. And now we have the rest of March where it seems like it's going to pick up, but like, yeah, it was a bit odd to me to see like that we went like all of January without a notable album, at least from what I can remember. And like, it wasn't until the final weeks of February that we saw it starting to pick up. And then, other than that, I've also been playing a lot of Overwatch lately. Been playing like a ton of other games just on my spare time when I'm not trying to burn myself out from writing. And yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe we as a group get back to play Overwatch again soon, and maybe drop a sort of like, hey, like 3 seasons in, how is the game? And I'll personally say I think it's definitely improved from season 2, at least. Like, at least gameplay wise, like I've had a lot more longer grind sessions than season 2, definitely, because season 2 was absolutely terrible to play through.
I really want to get the group back together, but I don't know. No one seems to want to play it.
Everyone's too busy playing FIFA now, man.
That is true. It's crazy because Jose's the one that said, "Yo, let's get back into Overwatch." Right? He's nowhere to be seen.
Hey, maybe, maybe after this we start playing.
Hopefully.
Alright, but with that being said, if there's nothing more to be brought up, we move on to our topic of today. We're coming back to the draft idea. And Gio, let the people know what idea we have for today.
Right, it's pretty much, it's very similar to the one that we did for fast food. Basically, we take turns in selecting, or this time it's countries we'd like to visit. And once someone has selected a country, the next person can't pick that country anymore. So we're going to go take turns listing 5 countries we really want to visit.
Yeah. And so we did the how would you put it? We spun the wheel to decide the order, and so I'm first, Gio second, and Dom is last. And yeah, so getting right into it, I'm going, like, we didn't have any proper prep time. This is gonna be like genuine stuff here. Looking at my map, the place to visit, for my number 1 pick, I know it's going to be, how would you put it? What's the word you want to use? Cliche, I guess you could say, but also keep in mind I'm doing this because, again, people can't pick any of the countries after one of us picks. So I'm doing this also in part to snipe the pick from either Gio or Dom because I know it's probably high on their list. I'm going to go Japan because, again, just want to be a jerk like that since Gio was the one in the food tier list that took like two of my options, or no, Dom and Gio took two of my number one options back to back. So I'm doing the same thing here, hopefully, and taking Japan. Not a whole lot to say at this point when it comes to why people want to visit Japan. It's just, I more so, I think Gio and I talked about this once, and I more so want to visit a lot of like the countrysides of Japan just because of how they look. And it's kind of similar to like, when you visit the countryside of like any of the states here in the U.S., like that time I went to Colorado and driving through all those, areas, it was pretty fun. So and also it's just, just want to see what a different country looks like, even though at times it looks similar, and, yeah, I don't really have much to say other than just, I think Japan is always like a high priority on like a lot of people's travel lists.
It's Japan was on my list, but it wasn't like up to date. So I'm cool with it. Dom, on the other hand, is probably quaking in his boots right now, trying to find a different country that doesn't involve the Japanese.
He probably punched his TV like that one Eagles fan when they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Good choice, man. Good choice. Okay, my country. This one's kind of like.
Oh wait. No. I just realized there was a better country I could have sniped. Never mind.
Well, my country is Spain, because my team, since I was like 11, plays there, Real Madrid, and the one thing I want to do before I die is visit their stadium, the Santiago Bernabéu, and I don't know, just chill there, be like, yo, what's up, cut, and all that stuff. So yeah, Spain, but it's gonna be tricky because the Spaniards they're very racist people, so I don't know how they take kindly to my kind. Yeah.
Well, if you look at history, they probably don't take kindly to us.
I mean, that's
it's not
Koreans are worse.
All right, but straight away from it, yeah, that's a pretty good reason. I didn't think about that, like people wanting to see their international team.
Yeah.
What would you do if you walked in and met Ronaldo?
Well, that would be a very lucky occurrence, seeing how he doesn't play there anymore. But
you never know.
Yeah, dude, imagine I go to what country did I say? I go to Spain, and then I walk in, and then Ronaldo's right there. He's like, "Yo," and he's like, "Get this monkey away from me." Imagine, bro, that would be insane. And I'm not like saying that to be funny, like that. Like Spanish people are like that kind of racist.
Damn! Oh my god! That's crazy.
It's educational purposes only. I'm not trying to be funny. It's not dark humor. It's reality. Right. Anyways, Dominic, what country would you like to go to?
I would love to go to Monaco. I think that's a really cool place to go, especially when the Formula One events are being held there. But also, it's really cool because that's pretty much where all the rich people go, and it's filled with casinos. It's high value, like restaurants, hotels, and, all of the likes. And a lot of history has been held there, and I would absolutely love to go to Monaco. Dude. It's so cool. It's right by the coastline of the ocean, and not only that, it's like how would you say it? A lot of I probably shouldn't say this, but
if you probably shouldn't say it, then why are you going to say it?
If you think you shouldn't say it, you shouldn't say it.
Type it out in the Discord first, at least.
I said it, but anyways, it's not good, not good in terms of its bad history. Monaco, absolutely, and I might attend next year's F1 Grand Prix if it's being held in Monaco. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's way too dangerous to race on there because of what I just said beforehand. Yes, Monaco, PogChamp.
I didn't catch what he said, and I'm kind of happy I didn't.
Real quickly. So the last time we did this, we just kind of went back to what the order was, but this time to sort of shift things up, add a sort of I forget what the word is, sort of factor to this. We're doing snake position. So Dom, you're up next again. We're in the second round now. What do you choose?
I would say Singapore. I feel like a lot of people miss out on Singapore. I mean, it is a very small city, and not many people look beyond that. However, I feel like the central port of Singapore itself is really cool. You have the Marina Bay Sands. You also have the Gardens by the Bay, which, if I remember, holds up to, I think, plants that are grown around the world. So you basically get a whole melting pot of just a bunch of agriculture per se. How do you say? The place itself is very rich in architecture. So the hotels, and I believe there's like a very, very large like port where tourists can come around and keep looking around. The food, I heard, was also pretty good, I'd say. Surprisingly, a lot of English-speaking people as well, so somewhat tourist-friendly, especially, English-friendly to those who are coming in from the U.S. or from anywhere else. What else? They have Brilliant Park. They have their own version of Chinatown. What else? Yeah, I think Singapore would definitely be a good place to visit once in a while.
All right.
I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. That's a pretty unique answer.
That's a pretty good pick too. What about you, Gio?
I think my pick would be it's one of the big names, Italy, specifically Florence, because that's where one of my favorite video games takes place. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So good. Yeah. Just trying to see, because the game was very what's the word? Very the replication of it in the video game was spot on. So just to see just the same buildings in person and be like, oh, during that mission I climbed up that building to kill that one guy. It's pretty. I don't know.
Recreate it.
Yeah, and recreate it. Hopefully the Pope is up there or something. I don't know.
Let me recreate the that you remember when you had to dive off the tallest building for an achievement?
Oh yeah.
Let me recreate
that. I think this is kind of like a tangent, but in the first, did you play the first Assassin's Creed with Altair?
I remember playing it when I was younger. I know my dad, I think, I want to say he 100% that game too, and I watched him do it.
It was see. In the first game, there's this called what are those places called? Synchronization point, where it's like one of the tallest buildings, and then for some reason it's glitched, so I jumped off, but he didn't make it into the hay. He kind of died. So then I was like, oh, maybe that's a one-time thing. I did it 3 times, and every single time he just kept dying. And then I was streaming it for my girlfriend, and she was dying because that never happened to her. But yeah, Florence is one of my go-to spots if I was able to travel. Dominic, don't say anything.
All right. Well, for my second round pick, I'm going to go with Australia. Our homie Ricardo visited this place, and I want to say lived there for 3 months as a part of a study abroad program. He was there for 3 months, and throughout the entire time he was just showing me what it was like, and I was like, man, that place looks pretty cool to visit. All the stuff that he was doing. This man, it's not something I would do, but he was out in the middle of this field wine testing, and he was in this white robe, and I was like, what the heck, this man living life out there. And it just seems like a pretty cool place. There's the opera house, of course, that is right there out where the sea is, and it looks pretty cool. Obviously, it would be cool to I obviously don't know the cost of anything. This is just dream stuff. I'd probably never even visit these places too, because of the fact that I don't really like to fly. Especially kind of like the whole process behind having, just to get on the plane and stuff like that. So like, but as a music fan, I think it would be cool to hear, whatever type of performances they have at this type of place, Yeah.
And he came back with a girlfriend, bro. Same thing might happen to you.
Well, he had a girlfriend already that lived there, so might be different. And speaking of girlfriend,
Wait, is that why he went?
Huh? Well, that was part of the reason why he went. I think, I don't know. That's his own life. Who knows? What's it called? Going on to the third round with my number one pick. And speaking of girlfriends, I'm going to snipe France here just to.
No way, bro. I can't believe I haven't said France.
Yeah, I'm going to snipe France here just because if Gio's happy, no one's. Or no. What's the meme? If I'm not happy, no one's allowed to be happy. There you go. Gio's girlfriend lives out in France, so I'm sniping France from him just to spite him. There's no other reason for me to visit France other than, look at the architecture and visit a different country. But yeah, I'm being spiteful here. And obviously I'm just joking. But, I'm still taking France as a snipe on Gio because I'm surprised it even made it this far. I thought that would have been like one of his top ones. Gio better hope his girlfriend doesn't listen to this because, my goodness, taking the country where your favorite football team is over where your girlfriend is, that's pretty wild. And that's just me instigating, but I'm just saying that's pretty wild.
I mean, good luck with all the racists. But I mean, I can't defend it. I don't know. I literally when we were talking about when like the whole girlfriend thing came up, I was like, oh crap, France. No, it just completely skipped my mind, bro. I mean, to be fair, France is kind of dead, but
Yeah, I get you.
What can you do?
All right. What about you, Joe? What's your third round pick?
What's the country right next to France I could just go over? Let's see. What's another country? I said it was Spain, Italy. I'm gonna go Vietnam because I saw a Grand Tour special that was in Vietnam, and they have so much like. What's the word? What's like the politically correct way of saying? They have a bunch of knockoffs in Vietnam. So you can get like a Rolex for like $5, and it looks like the original. You might for real. You might even find a Rolex there, but everyone thinks it's fake, but it's actually real. So there's that, and then they have like the whole Vietnam versus the Vietnam War, and. I don't know. It just seems like a really like pretty country to visit because like a bunch of jungles and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, Vietnam. That's the country I would go to.
All right, interesting. Dom, what about you? Third round.
I would go with Germany. I feel like Germany, despite its history, I feel like Germany is a really cool spot, especially for like automotive enthusiasts. Also, another thing why I would love to go to Germany is the Nürburgring that is right there, where you could go out and test out. Okay, yeah, to test out your automotive rooms to go and drive. I forgot how long it is. It's like around 8 to 10 miles of just pure track with like huge like curves, and then you got your like story tall like descents and up climbs. But like I feel like that place in and of itself is just a really cool place to visit. Despite all the other landmarks that exist in Germany, I feel like the Nürburgring in and of itself, with its history, the history with Top Gear, history with other like YouTubers who visit the place, and history of Porsche, and Lamborghini and Ferrari, and a bunch of other automotive places that come to this one spot, this one place, to like I guess rival the time, and basically rival any other just automotive business trying to get the best times. Yeah. I love Germany. It's really cool.
All right.
Wait, my bad. Also, the Autobahn. You can't forget the Autobahn. For those who don't know, the Autobahn is a long stretch of highway where there's no speed limit. So you can go as fast as you can. Obviously, you have to respect the rules of the road and to get people away. But the Autobahn in and of itself kind of shows how you could literally have no rules and people could still respect it. You know what I mean? That's me. Yeah.
All right. Going on to the fourth round again because we're snaking. What's your fourth round pick, Dom? First pick.
Wait, is the UK a country or
the UK is a collection of countries?
A collection. So what does that mean?
Be specific. You have to say England.
I was going to say England. Yeah, I was going to say England. The reason why I wanted to visit England is because I kind of wanted to go visit some cool landmarks that are there. Also, Top Gear has this racetrack that I'm not sure if it's open to the public. I would love to visit the racetrack, which is an airport. And I feel like there's so much history that's in there. Not only that, but a bunch of other landmarks aside from just automotive stuff are held in England.
You could see the Queen.
I could see the Queen. I'm not sure if I should see the Queen, considering I would probably commit war crimes.
Oh my gosh, this guy and his war crimes. Every couple episodes, he just comes back up. My goodness. That's an interesting pick, though. You can make fun of the British people as well.
I would go to a pub, like drink whatever they drink, and then like make fun of their teeth.
Yeah, you tell them that's why we threw it off our boats,
Yeah.
All right, Gio, what about you? Second pick in the fourth round. What's your pick?
I hate Dominic for taking England, bro, because I saw a video recently of like England fans at football games, and it looks so gas. I was like, God damn it, Dominic. What's another country, man? Because like everything else is kind of dead. I'm gonna go with Mongolia.
Interesting pick.
Yeah, no, like this is like an actual shout, like an actual answer. Because there was like this really big earthquake a long time ago, and it left like a huge crack in the earth. But it's literally out in the middle of nowhere. I think 2 people died during that earthquake. How unlucky do you have to be? And it's just literally like a crack in the earth, and that would be really cool to see. So yeah, and then like it's really based on the Grand Tour special that they did there. It's a beautiful country, but you kind of have to go out away from civilization to see it. And it's kind of risky because you could literally die and no one can help you. But yeah, Mongolia is pretty. It's a nice country, and it has a lot of history. It's Genghis Khan, and 1 in 20 people are his descendant.
What a crazy statistic!
Bro, he was putting up LeBron numbers before LeBron was a thing.
Oh man! Well, my final 2 picks, I'm trying to debate on what I want to do because there's a couple of ideas I have in mind. I'm debating if I want to take my 2 countries of origin, where my parents are from. But at the same time, both my parents have said they don't know how great of a choice it would be to go visit those places because of what goes down in those areas. Obviously, there's nicer areas. I mean, there's nicer areas and bad areas in every country you go to, but like the 2 of them basically have shown sort of no desire to ever really go back to the places they're from, especially because my dad isn't much of a flyer at all. It's like similar to me, and so I don't really know if I really do want to choose. I don't know. Is it a cheap pick if I say Philadelphia?
We can't do that. It's not a country.
That is true. There's a lot of great options. I'm gonna go Canada. I've seen a lot of good things about Canada. At least from like social media. Who knows? Things are obviously different on social media, but surprisingly, a lot of people that I follow, like on these different social media places, are from like Canada, and then also a lot of artists are from Canada. And also just I don't know. I've seen a lot of like different places to visit. You know, in Canada, there's obviously like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver is even a place. Go up there to that. There's like a vinyl store up there, I think. Dom, you remember because of like that Nardwar video?
Yeah.
Nardwar's from Canada, isn't he?
Vancouver, British Columbia, whatever it is.
Yeah. Go visit Nardwar and have him recite my whole life story to me out of nowhere. You know. Oh man, Nardwar's crazy.
I have no idea who that is.
Dude, you should like basically he's a guy who like interviews all these different like specifically like musicians.
Oh, I remember now. I remember the guy that the do person. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and the fact that he's like always pulling out these crazy facts, you know. So, but I think there's also like a really big vinyl store up in Canada because I think he did like a video there once. I think it was the one with Tyler the Creator, I want to say, but yeah, you know me, I'm big on music, so I'd like to visit that vinyl store, see what they got, explore some new music. And then for my final pick in the 5th round, this is a tough one because like I don't know, there's some cliche picks you can go with, you know. Man, this is really a tough one, man. I'm trying to like look at the list, and like I said, there's a couple of like cliche picks I can go with, and I don't know if I really do want to go with them though.
If you're considering Korea, don't go. Literally more racist.
I'm not considering that one. My goodness, dude. I'm looking at like this list, and I'm trying to think of like I'm looking at this map, and I'm trying to think of like what have I heard from these places. You know, like what are some of these places that people always talk about, like visiting these different locations, and I'm really struggling to look and come up with something, man. Oh man, I really don't know, and I feel like I should have a timer on myself so I'm not just trying to speak through the dead air. I guess I'll go Egypt for whatever reason, visit the pyramids or something. I don't know.
Oh, dude, you're not making it back.
Definitely not, but you know, I have to throw something out there because I don't want to just keep talking over filling the air. I'll go Egypt.
Kind of sad how dangerous the world is, even though, you know, the natural landscapes of it are so beautiful. Because if you go to Egypt, you're not making it back.
Very true. Very true. Beautiful, beautiful world that we have filled with a lot of not so beautiful people, at least internally. How about you, Joe? Last pick in the draft.
Okay, my last pick is kind of like, it's out there, but it's for a good cause. I'm gonna pull up in Ukraine just to end the war. It's time to move on. Sit down with who's the president of Ukraine?
I have no clue.
That guy. I'm gonna go talk to that guy and be like, yo, wait, no, he's not the issue. It's the other guy, Putin. I'm gonna go to Russia then. Set that bald man straight. Yeah. No, like seriously though. Where do I want to go? I feel like I don't know, somewhere in like the Middle East. What's a good place in the Middle East? I don't know any countries in the Middle East. Let's just say somewhere in the Middle East because I know they have like that's where humankind originated from. Like that's our birthplace.
Yeah.
So just imagine like the amount of history that you could see, and just pull up in an Assassin's Creed cloak and be like, "I'm Altair," and then we'll get stoned or publicly executed or something. I don't know. But yeah, the Middle East.
Oh,
like the good Middle East.
My dad's gonna like listen to this and be like, "My goodness, what a dark episode this is filled with." Who also like
it's not our fault. The world is so racist. Like, why can't I just go to your country and take pictures of the pyramids? Why do I have to risk getting executed just because I'm a different kind of brown?
Hey, he's not wrong. You know. That's part of the reason why I don't want to travel to all these different places, because it's a whole different place and you never know what goes on in these places. You know, you never know what might be the norm to you in your country that isn't there and causes you to get like fined, jailed, or even in the more insane area, as Gio's saying, like what could happen just for like simply, existing and doing something that is normal to you but not to these other countries in a sense. Dom, how about you? Final pick in your draft. And I swear, if you make this episode any more out of pocket, man, I swear.
Cliche answer. I think Switzerland is an absolute banger of a place to go. The Grand Tour was also here, episode 45.
Name 3 famous Switzerland people.
Damn. I know somebody who's named Switzerland 1, and the Switzerland 2, and the Switzerland 3. I don't think I have to go there to know the people there. You know what I mean?
Bro, I messed up.
I mean, I guess to answer your question, you have Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. Technically went to Switzerland.
They're not Switzerlandian.
Well, I mean, they've been there, so that makes them Switzerlandian.
What logic? Bro, I fumbled. Damn. I wish I could go back and change my pick.
Switzerland is known for being the birthplace of Mercy from Overwatch. Also, very beautiful landscapes, very cool regions. The mountains are cool. The ocean, I mean, not the ocean, the rivers and the lakes are very nice. The plains are very awesome. The people there, I assume, won't stab you. And the villages and stuff like that, they should look cool to look at, man. The culture there is very cool, very peaceful, nothing crazy. Temperatures are pretty cold, but that's it. It is what it is. They're literally next to like rocky mountainsides, but you get cool views of the place regardless. Now, that's my pick. Fuck you.
Dude. All right, so there's like 7 minutes left, so we can just use this time to talk about other interesting places to visit. But yeah, that's our draft. The reason why I mentioned that I fumbled, and it's going to be a stupid reason to hear that I fumbled, but I should have chosen Sweden, because Stockholm, Sweden is where the HQ of Mojang is, Dom.
Oh, right. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, so could just visit there just to be like, hey, look, I'm where Minecraft originated from. It's a dumb reason, but it's a funny reason. Let me also look up, places to visit in the world. Let's see what are some of the top options. But also, if you guys have any other places you want to list off, go ahead and list them off.
I was going to mention Spain, but Gio took it quickly. The only reason I was going to mention Spain is because there's an abandoned airport and an abandoned racetrack that I really wanted to go visit. Obviously, because the influence of Top Gear. But seeing like an abandoned city with an abandoned airport is like so eerie. I wanted to go visit when I saw that episode. You should go really watch that episode. It's a really cool episode.
I already watched that.
Oh, okay. That's cool, I guess. But, watch it again. Anyways.
You're lucky, besides the whole seeing how my girlfriend is in France, I lucky do want to go to France, but when it's like prime time riots, or there's a bunch of angry Frenchmen in the streets destroying everything, that would be really interesting to watch. I mean, it happens often in France because literally, if their politicians do anything wrong, they take to the streets and they start destroying everything. Just imagine seeing a crowd of angry Frenchmen with pitchforks and stuff. That would be so much fun to watch.
You want to hear another stupid reason for me to visit a place? I want to go to hopefully I pronounce this right, Santorini Island in Greece, because that's where that one section of Ilios is based off of from the Overwatch map. And I would go there and see if they have that well that I like to boot people into as Lucio.
You should just go to Brazil and see if you can find Lucio.
Oh, that is true. Meet the voice actor.
Just bring back a midget Brazilian.
Yo, guys, I met Lucio. What are some other places? It's funny because I searched up places to visit, and that's where I saw the. It sounds cringe to say, but that's where I saw the Ilios map, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about that place." Yeah, trying to see
Kind
what
of interesting because all of Dom's picks are based on, car history, race history. So the majority, or logically, most of my picks would have been based on football, and then Jack is just
I'm all over the place.
yeah.
I was sniping picks from people to ensure that they can't visit those places, like taking Tokyo from Dom, or Japan, but mainly because Dom talks about Tokyo a lot.
I'm surprised one of us didn't say. I'm surprised Dominic didn't say like a controversial answer like North Korea or something.
Oh gosh, hell no. I know a wrestling show was held there once, and like the stories that they tell about like having to be there, it's pretty crazy. The Colosseum, isn't that that's in Rome? I don't know. I'm looking at like these lists and all that, and like I don't know much about these different places that they suggest. Oh, the place where Lord of the Rings was filmed. That's a pretty cool location to visit.
New Zealand, I think.
Is it? I think so. That would be a cool place to visit.
Dude, I love New Zealand.
Name 3 famous New Zealand people.
What's that one guy's name? Oh man, the Zoolander from New Zealand.
Old Zealand, that's his name, bro.
Joe Frazier and what's his name?
Joe Frazier from New Zealand.
Kanye West, I think.
Kanye West is from New Zealand.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about New Zealand is that they get everything firsthand too, so that's also pretty cool. So, like when it comes to like new game releases, music releases, movie releases, TV shows, they get everything first.
Interesting. Oh, bro. Wait. I think I'd be able to see it in Canada, or like, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Where's the place where are the places you have to go to see? Was it the Aurora Borealis or something like that? The lights in the sky.
That's Antarctica, bro.
Oh, dude, why didn't any of us say Antarctica? That anime, bro.
Our mothers didn't go missing.
Oh man, I still love that anime. Dude, there was another place I had in mind and I blanked on it, dude. Oh, I was gonna say, let's go visit that. It's somewhere in the Middle East. I forget. My dad and I were talking about it, where they're gonna build like that wall of just homes. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's gonna be like this wall that has like all these homes built into it. It's gonna be like supposedly to house like 1 million people or something like that, and it's just gonna be this like one long wall in the middle of like nowhere, almost, in a sense.
China?
No, it's in the Middle East.
Wait, so it's a wall with homes built into it?
Oh, it's in Saudi Arabia. They're building the line, is what they called it, and it's going to be just this huge line of like buildings, in a sense, and it's meant to like house like 1 million people, I think it is. It's basically like a horizontal skyscraper, in a sense.
Oh,
and like,
okay.
It's drawing like concerns because of like the fact that like it can interfere with wildlife. But yeah, like I don't know. It's just such a crazy idea to think. We have a minute left. I'm Jack. I've been joined by
Dominic Castillo.
And can't think of a famous North Korean. Yeah, let's go.
Thank you all for joining for this very random episode, but also a very fun episode to have recorded. And we'll catch y'all next time with whatever we have. As always, if it exists, we have an opinion on it. Thank you, and we'll see y'all next time.